Uh, so for some reason today, I was looking on my Dropbox at old files, and let me bring up my Twitter here so I can show you this. I've had so before I worked at Groupon for 9ish years, I was a web guy, and so I was just like the webmaster for various places, and so I had to build everything myself. So I did a lot of like PHP, MySQL stuff, and of course I'm self-taught, and so it was not great, um, and everything was all of the content was put into a like a MySQL database, and so over the years I've lost these databases, and did not have the foresight to like back these up for posterity. So I found this one project that I had. Let me share my screen here. Let me blow this up in case you can't see it. So I found a screenshot from when this one project was on the front page of kotkey.org, which is a long-running website that's essentially about the internet and other things, still going strong. And 2005, there was an NBA lockout, I believe. So there's no basketball, and being a huge basketball fan, I needed to see how the season would play out, and as a Bulls fan specifically. So I created this website, uh, and anywho, I then I decided, hey, let me see if I can like resurrect one of these old sites, right? But I can't. I don't have the database for any of this stuff, so it makes it really hard. Also, the fact that I haven't looked at PHP in like 10 years doesn't help. So, one of my former colleagues, Phil Corliss, found it on the Internet Archive, and here it is. So it's missing some images. Hey, Phil's here. What's up, Phil? Uh, so yeah, here it is. I'm gonna see if I can rebuild this from scratch. Not from scratch, but kind of from the code that I do have, minus the data, and then pull the data from the Wayback Machine, and see if I can kind of replicate this to some extent, using like a modern-ish stack, right? Using Eleventy. So it's going to be, rather than being database driven, it'll just be statically generated. But maybe we'll put some of the data into like JSON files or something like that. I'm not going to go crazy because this site, I don't know what I was thinking. So this game, NBA Live 2005, had the ability to, after you played a game, you could save the box score to a file. And let me see if I can find one of these box scores here. So yeah, Phil, you would laugh if you saw this. I remember I applied for, I don't know, it was a job at this startup. This is right before I started at Groupon. It was a startup that like aggregated social links or some shit, and like the CEO was like 20 years old or something. And I interviewed with them, and they looked at my PHP and they were like, this isn't secure and blah blah blah. And I'm like, I don't need it to be secure. It's this dumb website that like 10 people see, but also I don't know what I'm doing, so didn't get that job. But yeah, it's not great. Let me see. Here's an example of a box score. So it would create this box score file that's just like a tab delimited file. And so with my rudimentary PHP skills, I wrote a script that would let you upload this file through like an admin, and then it would basically parse this, and by adding rows to the database, from this you could then generate statistics. You could just from these box scores. I wonder if any of this works. So this is like cumulative season stats for every player, and then you could go into like an individual player and show like their game by game log, their season splits broken up by, wins and losses, and day of the week and all that stuff. Basically, is trying to replicate all of the stats you could get on NBA Live, and so that was possible just by uploading these files after every game. And then you could also from those files calculate standings, and their streaks, and their record for last 10 and everything. But the problem is that all of this stuff is reliant on this data that I no longer have access to, and all of these pages are like server side rendered, right? So if I were going to rebuild this from scratch now, I wouldn't even know where to start, because when I was making websites by myself that were like this, that were fairly complex, I was using PHP and MySQL, which I don't think anyone outside of WordPress uses anymore. And I don't even know how I would approach this with a modern stack. Like, would I use, would I use React? Would I use Angular? I have no idea. I've been so kind of pigeonholed into this kind of CSS world that's all I know anymore, right? But I do know Eleventy, and so I'm going to see if I can. I'm probably not going to go to the extent that this is dynamic. Like, I think I have stats for like every team and every player in the league. So like, let's see if I go to Cleveland. I don't know if all these are archived. Probably not. No. But at least I should be able to do the Bulls, which is the whole point of this. So yeah, I played all the games in NBA Live 2005, and then Steph, hey, thanks for joining. So I was just talking about how I'm trying to resurrect this old dumb basketball site that I had that was built on PHP and MySQL, but I lost the database. But as Phil, who's also here, was able to find this on the Wayback Machine, so I'm going to see if I can kind of replicate this using Eleventy. So after I dropped out of, or I should say, was forcibly removed from the computer science program at U of I decided, what can I major in that requires no math whatsoever? And I settled on sports journalism. And so this was a combination of like my web background and my sports journalism background like overlapping. So I would play these games in NBA Live, and then when I would write a game recap, and then by through that upload form, and there was like a whole admin interface for this, so I could like it was basically like a custom CMS where I could type in the title of the article, the content, upload an image, which was like a screen grab from the game, and then upload that box score file. And so all of this was like, it was basically like a little NBA.com, right? But my own personal thing generated dynamically. Yeah, see, there you go. Who likes math? I think Phil's probably good at math, but I'm not. My first class at U of I for computer science was discrete mathematical structures, and granted, I ditched a few classes, but I showed up at the final exam, and it was basically just like 8 questions, like 8 problems that you had to solve, and I just leafed through it, every single page, and I ended up writing my name on it and just turned it in blank, and the professor just gave me this incredulous look, and I was just at a loss. I couldn't do any of it. So yeah, needless to say, I got kicked out of school after my first semester and ended up in sports journalism, and now I make websites for a living. Go figure. But yeah, so we had like this was basically like a blog, right, where there's all these articles. I had like transactions like around the league. I I mean, this is essentially bulls.com, but I was generating all of the content, and I think this was like my kind of audition to be like the Bulls webmaster, which I don't know if that job ever became available, but I mean, this is 2005, so this was like, this is pretty impressive for 2005. Maybe not design wise, but like conceptually, like nobody was doing shit like this. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, I had like the Bulls roster, and then I think each I probably have all of the like images that are missing here that I can add back in, but I had like all of the you know all of their data, and then this is like I guess this is the alt tag here, or the alt attribute here, but I have all of these images. Let's see, images. Let's see. Oh, this is the archive. Externals, images, mugs, right? Where are the player mugs? Well, like here's Eddie Curry, and this is funny because it's gonna be a screenshot from like a 16-year-old video game. Also, like I had to re-download this from. Oh, maybe that wasn't the mugshot. I thought I had a folder with like mugshots. This one appears to be empty. I don't know, we'll figure that out. But then like look at these logos. They're so low res. So I'm gonna replace these with I have some SVGs of all the NBA logos. Although like some of these are like, let's see, what's probably like the Warriors. They don't use this logo anymore, or like some of these teams don't even exist anymore. Like I think this is the New Orleans Hornets, maybe. Or were they the Pelicans at this point? I don't think they were. And I think Charlotte was the Bobcats in 2005. So yeah, this will be interesting to try and find like the retro icons. This is going to be quite the undertaking, resuscitating this thing. And then I'm going to update the markup because, I mean, this is like cut and paste from the thing here. I'm using like IDs and divs. This is like before there were like stuff like header and footer elements and like main and stuff like that. I'm kind of impressed that this is not as bad as it could be for 2005, but yeah, it's pretty wild. So I'm slowly like and I'll show you where I'm at so far. I've just kind of been getting the content in. I haven't done anything with the styles, but like here's the nav. This is the homepage. I've got like a link to one of the articles, which then links to the box score, which, yeah, I didn't, I have a file for that, but I guess it's not rendering that yet. Let's see, site, where's here's box scores. That's interesting. It's doing news, but not box scores. Oh, maybe I have to Control C. Anywho. Yeah. Is there an extra BR in there? Where are you looking? This one, we had to have like a trailing slash, because this was back when it was like I don't know, based on XML, and so all of the closing tags, if it was like a self-closing tag, it had to have a slash in it like that. But yeah, there's definitely some stuff here that's are you looking at the old one? This guy? Oh, I don't know. But yeah, so all of the this is like almost impossible to replicate using this, because like here's my hideous PHP where I'm like, I have my functions file, and so I had to like go in here and go to externals and like, okay, what are these? This is like connecting to my database, and it's like all of the stuff is just like right there in the open. None of this even works anymore because the database is gone. But then I have all these like query functions, and then let's see what else. And then I'm using like PHP includes for like the different parts of the site. And then so this is querying to get like the last two articles from the news table, and then doing some like formatting and stuff. And it's just like, I can't believe I used to do this. This is like so tedious compared to like how Eleventy works. So I'm gonna try and see if I can replicate this with Eleventy. And then here's just like some functions that display like upcoming games. I'm still using this 2005, and I'm using table layouts for some of this stuff, which is kind of embarrassing. Pretty sure there was better ways to do that in 2005. But yeah, I chose not to do that for whatever reason. So I'm gonna get rid of the table layouts. Yeah, I'd be interested in like checking out the admin too. I think I have the admin stuff in here somewhere. Maybe that was this commish thing. Yeah, so I have all these functions where I could like add in the admin, I could add players, I could move players between teams. This is the news forum, was like how I would submit games. All this stuff is like downloading from Dropbox to my computer, because I didn't even bother to sync it with this computer because it's so old. But yeah, I had like this whole custom database. Oh my god, this code is just so funny. But yeah, so here's like upload a game. I had like a player admin, so I could like create and edit player data. It was pretty wild, and of course, in full Mike fashion, I played exactly 22 games. Maybe more, unless Ben Gordon was injured. Yeah, it looks like I played 22 games, and either one of two things happened. The NBA season started, and I just didn't bother continuing, or I just got bored with it or got excited by some new project. Which, yeah, pretty on brand for me to start a project and not follow through on it. Oh, complete schedule. I think I may have looked at this already. Oh yeah, so this is kind of cool. It's like the full schedule, and then it would show you like their cumulative record, who the high scorer, rebounder, and assist person was, and you could actually view the schedule because I was uploading all the box scores. You could view the schedule for any of the teams. Thanks, Steph. I appreciate you stopping in. Yeah, I had this little widget that showed like all the team leaders, standings for the division. It's pretty. I think it was pretty cool. Apparently, Jason Kotke thought it was cool because he put it on the front page of Kotke.org at one point. But yeah, so let's see where we're at here. Let me just tidy this up a bit. So this is the new one. Got my kind of shell here. Let's figure out what's going on with this. Box score is not showing up. Why is that? This maybe need to be HTML. I'm an idiot. But that's probably what it is. There it is. Okay, cool. I don't know why I made that HTML. Probably because I was looking at all these old things where you only had to have a 3-letter extension. So let's see. This should work now. Yeah, so here's our box score table that I plucked straight from the Wayback Machine. So I'll have to like find all of the logos and reference those, and I'll have to at first I will pull in the existing styles, and then I will eventually update those to make those a little less heinous. And I'll probably remove all of these links, well, at least for the opposing teams, because I don't think the Wayback Machine like indexed every single player in the NBA. It's So yeah, let's see. Let's go to our index page, which is this guy. Oh, you know what? I need to, in the box score, which I think is this guy, we need to add a layout, which is base. And I'll probably use a JSON. Actually, let me do that. So in box scores, we can make a file called box scores JSON. And then we can just do like, let's see, I'm gonna have to reference. Oh yeah, actually, that's the whole reason I built Eleventy recipes, is so I can look this stuff up when I forget. Add front matter to all files in a directory. So yeah, we can just cut and paste this. Boom, base. And then that basically makes it so that you don't have to include this. It will include this in every file in that directory. And then we can make one for news as well, called news JSON. And basically just copy this. So then this is a news item. Get rid of this layout, and you can do stuff like in here as well, like change the permalink to be based off the title and stuff like that. Let's see, I don't need this open. All right. What else? Oh, right. Layout. There we go. So now we have the full layout. Let's go home. And let's see if we can pull in the old style sheet. Let's see. Let me do this. Oops. Let's make this shorter. Oh, not that one. Shit. Doesn't let you undo stuff. Put this guy here. And then this guy. Do this. And then got the old My Fake Season. There it is. We'll put this on the other half. Actually, okay, so trying to find stuff in here is tricky. Here's style CSS. This is going to be just the worst, but let's just copy this and see what happens. So we want our base. We want to put a, I think it's link. Let's do that, yep. And we'll do CSS style CSS for now. Which means we then have to make a CSS folder. And then we'll make a CSS, paste this in here, and then we will, we have to do pass-through in Eleventy, which again, I'm going to refer to Eleventy recipes, add files using pass-through copy. Oops, I don't need that whole thing, I just need this line. Now in site, no, something did not do. Oh, maybe I have to reload. What am I missing here? What does this one indicate? Am I getting an error? Huh. What's up with that? I've never seen this color coding in, oh, one problem in this file. Okay, problems. Do not use empty rule sets. Oh, hello. Interesting. Let me let you compile it. Okay. Terminal. There we go. Okay. We still don't have CSS. Oh, you know what? I probably copy and pasted that thing and it's the wrong folder. Oh, maybe not. Huh. Doing something wrong. Usually this is sufficient. Yeah, it's literally the same thing I'm doing here. Oh yeah, we want to do images as well. Huh. Chad, am I crazy? Why isn't this working? This normally always works. Let's try this one more time. Well, that's annoying. Man, this looks horrible. I'm looking forward to restyling this whole thing and using, I'm going to tokenize some of the stuff. I'm completely stumped why this is not, the pass-through copy is not working. Oh, did it change in the latest version? No. Yeah. Why would this not work? This is like literally what I have here. I don't know, man. Huh. Just does not seem to want to pass through copy that relative to the root of your project and not your 11B input directory. Right? I'm baffled. It's not doing images either. Okay. That's annoying. Let's try this. Ah, that worked. I don't know why this other thing doesn't work. Whoa! We'll just do this for now, because I know that it works. There we go. Okay. So then in base, we're referencing this. Okay. Let's see how this looks. Ooh, hey, we're getting close. All right. I know in this index, or actually I should say in the header PHP. Oh, I guess we don't have any inline styles. Okay, great. So this is just funky because of missing some kind of container here, or let's put this on the bottom. Oh, right, because I had this in a table with cell padding. God, what the hell? What was I thinking? Okay. Well, we're definitely not carrying over any table layouts. So we'll do this in CSS. So this will be on the index. There's going to be this guy, and I'm going to make this images. We're going to need an alt. So eventually I'll pull this straight from the, I'll pull this from the actual articles, from the front matter, and it'll show like the last two articles, and then link to previous news. So there's that. Let's do this. We're gonna do it's already getting modern here. We're gonna do a figure. And we'll have a fig caption. Okay, and then let's see, this is our article. Here's the caption. There we go. Okay, and then got this second one here. Sub-story. I don't know why I did this way. 16 years ago. We want to copy outer HTML. Put that there. And this is going to be, we'll just say news 45. Which currently does not exist. Oh, look at that, I got my little dots coming in from my styles, and then we want this previous news thing here. is literally just a single paragraph. Oh, I had a blog? Interesting. This is all news to me, folks. So this will just take you to the news, news.index, or whatever that is. Previous news, which does not exist, so we'll make that be in source. Why it doesn't take me into the thing. News, markdown should work for now. So this is going to be a list of all of our, this will be generated dynamically from all of our news collection once I set that up. I think this, I still need I guess we'll have like a transactions here. This could just be static. League archive. Yikes. Maybe we'll put that in a JSON at some point. And we'll change this to a div. And we'll get rid of this. Let's see, so let's change our base here. Make this news. Click on this guy. Here we go. Alright, we're getting there. Let's go back home. Let's see. I know there's an image in here somewhere. Let's try and figure out where that is. It's probably in the style, images, banner, ping. Images, banner. Let's see what this looks like. I don't even remember. In the meantime, I think we can do reveal in Finder. And we'll copy this into, this is a PNG. Copy this into this project. Like still hasn't synced all this from Dropbox, I guess. Oh, it's still syncing. Oh, hey, thanks a lot. I appreciate you stopping by. Ooh, this is taking a while. Well, anyway. Come on, Dropbox. I just want this one file. Help me out. See if I can find it on the website. Just download it. Banner PNG. will be in what? I really hate Dropbox. I kind of hate it. I feel like maybe I should move all my shit off Dropbox. It's just not super ideal. I just want this one file that's probably like not even 50K. And it's like, we're busy doing other shit. Let's see, sites. Or let's see. Oh, no, what? No. Not in sites. Projects. Oh, what's all of this? It'd be funny if I found the MySQL thing in here. Let's see, it would be under... Jesus, I got a lot of sites. Boy, alright, let's see. Gotta be a better way to do this. My fake season images, banner. I don't know if this is even gonna do anything. Probably not. I just want this one file. The hell, Dropbox? Let's see, this is in site-wise old stuff. Site-wise old stuff. My fake season. Images. Banner. Hey, here it is. All right. Let me download. Save image as. I'm gonna cancel. Oh, it won't even let me cancel this. Okay, I'm almost there. Images. Banner. All right, let's see. Let's see if this works. I wonder if this reference is even accurate. An error occurred while using the loading the image. Okay, that's fine. Okay, apparently not. Let's see. Let me just do this. Oh, hey, look at, there's the banner. Oh, now you're gonna put the banner in there. Okay. Cool, thanks for nothing. Let's delete this. And let's see, we just gotta figure out why this reference isn't working. This is why I don't use background images anymore. Oh, you know what? It doesn't, because CSS is just passed through. It's not reloading the browser. Of course, now that doesn't work. Huh. Shouldn't matter as long as this reference. I think you can just do that though. Oh, that worked. But then this doesn't update. Oh, it did. Where's the banner? I'm so confused. I'm starting to think this was a terrible idea. Let's see. Oh, wait, what? Yeah, banner PNG. Oh, interesting. No such file or directory open site. Wait, what? Liquid.js demo React.js. What? Oh, what? Pass-through manager copy error. Having trouble copying CSS. I see. Can we just do this then? Make this, see if this works again. We'll do this as well. I don't know why this doesn't work. It's really annoying. Let's delete this whole folder. And this whole folder. Just to make sure that this is working. No. Why is this pass-through not working? I know he just updated Eleventy today. I wonder if it broke something. It doesn't appear to be because... Oh, I did... Wait, I gotta do npm... Did I do npm install? I don't think I did. No. That didn't fix it either. Oh, so it's definitely a mic issue and not a Zach issue. Why the F is this not working? What am I doing wrong? Module exports function 11d config. Yeah. This is literally the exact thing that I use in every project, and it's not working, and I'm gonna lose my mind. Can't spell. you make this free already? Let's see. Looks like it. Config, add pass-through copy. Ooh, let's try that. I don't know why you would need to do that, but give it a go. Huh, that worked. What the heck? Well, thanks, Andy. Andy to the rescue. Okay, so that works. Now, hey, now the image works. We finally figured it out. We got the path correct here. And it's referencing the image. Sweet. So this is an image that apparently the Wayback Machine did not save. Yeah, you can see there's a subtle Bulls logo there on the back on the city skyline. Maybe I'll try and recreate that in SVG. It's kind of kitschy though. This 2005 aesthetic here, the tiny font and everything. So I'm gonna at some point go back in and blow out this whole style sheet and redo it. But for now, it's sufficient. I'll probably have to add some layout stuff. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna, for these widgets here on the front page, I think I'm gonna put these into like a little includes. Close the styles for now. I'll upgrade that, re-upgrade that later. Oh, that would be in the index. Well, we'll just throw this in here for now. We can replace it later. Let's see. Div upcoming. Let's include the whole table. Yep. Copy outer HTML. Yerps. So I'm gonna need some NBA vector logos. There was a site back in the day called Chris Spooner icons? No, logos. Is that right? Chris Spooner? Sports logos. Let's see. Chris Creamer, sportslogos.net. And basketball, NBA. This is cool because it has all of the alternates and historical versions. So like let's look at this guy. So this Hornets logo, for example, you could probably find this in the Charlotte Hornets. So this is their current logo, but this was not the logo in 2005. But oh, he doesn't have it. Oh wait, maybe one of these old ones. So 2005, he doesn't have it. He's got a gap here. Charlotte Hornets, Bobcats, Hornets. Hornets, Bobcats, Hornets. Maybe Pelicans? No? I guess he just doesn't have one. This is a great site, though. That's disappointing. got a bit of a gap there. I picked the one team. Let's see. Charlotte Hornets vector logo. Oh, here's what I'm looking for. Status obsolete. That's what I'm talking about. Is this a vector? This is a GIF. Am I downloading it? Oh yeah, vector format EPS. Save this. Yeah, because these ones that I have currently, logos, Charlotte. This is like a let's see. Let me inspect this in Finder. This is a, what are the dimensions? Oh, it's probably hasn't downloaded from friggin' Dropbox yet. Let's see. Okay, let me look for this in my downloads. Hornets EPS. I'll throw this into Illustrator. What the heck? My Illustrator is like between monitors. Here we go. Oh, what? Here we go. Let's try that again. Here we go. Okay. So now we got a nice vector. What's with this square in the middle? It's not part of this compound path, is it? What is with this? Whoa. Oh, I see. This is the artboard is smaller than the art is what's going on there. So we want to fit artwork to selected art. There we go. That is quite a vector. There's definitely been a trend towards more simplified vectors since then. Let's take a look at this new one. Like, look at how much cleaner that looks. The old one has just so many details that just get lost at smaller sizes. Not that this one probably looks great at the size that I'm going to use it on, but the Bobcats, man, those were the days. Let's see. I wonder if this is Charlotte or New Orleans though at that time. It's New Orleans. Interesting. Oh yeah, it says New Orleans right on the friggin' thing. It says the New Orleans Hornets and Charlotte Bobcats. Okay, so yeah, I'm not gonna spend the time getting the vectors for all 30 teams right now, but this is a good start. Let's let's save this as a SVG. Call this noh.svg, and we'll put it in my fake season. Images, we'll make a new folder called logos. There we go. Oops, cancel. SVG. There we go. You know what? I probably want to get rid of this white background thing here, which I'm assuming is a background. Oops, that's a group. Let's see. So I think I can get rid of this. And get rid of this. And that still works. How big is this artboard? Whoa, where are you going? The hornet is flying away. Oh, here we go, artboard. Oh, it's a lovely sized 192.76. It's just perfectly accurate. I think my illustrator is like about to die. Maybe not. Where the hell is this? Where does this logo go? Oh, there it is. Goodbye, logo. We hardly knew ye. Okay. Let's bump this back up. Fit on screen. There we go. We'll just save this for now. But we will, let's see. Highlight that whole thing. Let's at least standardize the width here. And we'll make this, we'll say 256. And then we will, let's just do this. We'll just leave that. Let's see. Can I undo that? We'll just leave it. We'll just leave it. Okay. Done. Oh, look at that. But it doesn't have the Bulls logo. That's interesting. Okay, so we got Hornets, Celtics, Cavs. At the very least. Look how blurry these are. It's just gross. But let's, okay, so we dropped that in there. Did we save this? We did not. Let's save it. This reloads. There's the weekly schedule minus the images, which are, how big are these? This is 24 by 24. I'm not sure that these icons were meant to be viewed at that resolution, but... Oh, excuse me for 1 second. Sorry, I need like a mute button that's like readily available. Okay, so we got then we got this stuff here. Just dump all this in there for now. Let's see. Oof, I do not like that whole situation. Let's just copy and paste it in here so that we can at least get it going. Ooh, is that gross? Alright, so we got it in there. Okay, so we have news, we have schedule, which I think we need to add. So let's close this. So we need a schedule page. And this is HTML. I'm just gonna copy this whole friggin' thing for now, just in case the Wayback Machine goes down. Oh, so it's this whole main. Okay, and then I'll be able to simplify that quite a bit. Let's go to our base here and add schedule. Boom. Alright, and then same with statistics. We'll make a statistics page. Statistics. I don't know why that looks weird. Layout base. So I'm going to get rid of a lot of these links just because I don't think that they're all archived. Certainly not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Schedule. Statistics. Again, we'll just copy this for now. Plop that in there. Standings. Let's see, let's make sure this works. Ooh, you know what? We gotta go in here. Let's just do this on all of these. Statistics. Bada bing, bada boom. And then standings and roster. Wait. No, that's right. Standings. I'm surprised that all these pages were indexed. Kudos to you, Wayback Machine. This is pretty way back. Okay. Ooh, that's a lot of tables. What else? Stats, standings, boom, and roster. Last but not least. There we go. Roster. Boom. Oh, interesting. I must have some like oh yeah, look at this. On change, a JavaScript form handler. Is this like a built-in function? Because I don't... Oh no. Oh, I see. This is up there, okay. Interesting. So, language JavaScript 1.2. That's hilarious. So yeah, I don't think it indexed any of these other pages, probably, yeah. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna not show this part. There we go. Standings. I don't link to any other... Oh. Does this have conference standings as well? Ooh, look at that. That's dope. So this is conference standings PHP. So you know what would be cool is if I had just had this on the standings page and these were like tabs. So I think I'm gonna inspect this and we'll take this standings. Well, we'll just take this whole main and we'll paste it underneath the other one in standings. So that'll have the conference standings and division standings, right? Yeah. Cool. Okay. So we'll work on that. And let's see, stats. I want to get rid of that guy on the stats page. I don't want to change teams. That JavaScript's pretty funny. I probably just copied that directly from some website. Okay, oh yeah, and then I'm going to need all of the player pages that the roster links to. That's why I didn't index it, because it can't trigger the other states, so all the players are probably indexed. Stats, schedule, I'll get rid of that again. Jesus, what was I thinking? Seemed like a good idea in 2005. Don't judge me. Schedule, news, home. And these are all individual box scores. Is that how it was? Must be. Oh, so this was indexed. Oh, never mind. January 4th. I thought maybe by some weird coincidence that this was indexed on that day and it showed these. Oh, I see. This is depicting home games versus away games. So this red, I don't remember which is which. Oh, it's at the bottom. There's a key. Red is home games and white is away games. Interesting. All right, so we pretty much have the content minus all of the news, which I'll have to in here, sorry, news. So I'm gonna have to like pull all the content from these pages and put this in a collection, so then I can basically like display all the articles using the front matter data on this news page, and also pull the most recent two and put those on the front page. Let's see, on home index, we've got, let's get rid of some of these links. We want to get rid of all of these Wayback Machine links. This is an image. That's hilarious. Wait, what am I looking at? Weekly schedule. T-Foot is this guy. That's hilarious. I used an image for that. I'm just going to do this for now. Complete schedule. This is just going to be schedule. Let's see. Curry dominates Bucks. Wait, what? November 24th. Oh, so this is... Wait, what? Oh, so... I guess I played these games and didn't write a recap for them? Because the 26th was the last recap. That's interesting. Complete schedule. Yeah. So this was the last one I wrote an article for. So you've got like this. Oh, nope. That's not going to work. Well, let's just click on this. So there's a box score, but no article. Interesting. I can just make one up 16 years later. Let's get rid of this guy. Anything like that. Just get rid of those. Okay. Images, logos. Let's see. We'll just test this out just for shits and giggles. And we'll say that this is box scores 267. No, that's not going to work. Watch, this is going to explode now. Because the SVG is huge. Oh, that actually doesn't look bad. I mean, it's weirdly taller, but that works. Maybe I should grab these other two then, Boston and Cleveland. Let's fix these other links first. All right, so got complete schedule. That works. Complete stats. That works. Oh, league leaders. Ooh. Let's check that out. I hope that's indexed. It's got to be, right? So this is all, these were all generated from just from the box scores. I was able to like calculate all this stuff by uploading individual game box scores, which is pretty cool. So let me make a new page called leaders. It's getting late and I can't type. League leaders. And that's using the layout base. And then we will snag this main section. Copy outer HTML. Boom. Oh, do these work then now? That would be wild. No, didn't go that deep. So I'll go on this page and can you do, I don't know if you can do that. Let's see. I'd love to be able to just like search and replace, but using like a regular expression. Let's see. View, no, edit, replace. Can I do like a number in here? 0 to 9 plus lone quantifier brackets. Oh, does the plus go in here? No results. This might be too much. This is case sensitive. I'm not sure. It would be cool if you could just insert a little regular expression just in that part. So I don't want to do this manually. That's friggin' tedious. Oh, let's just do this for now. That's a lot. I apologize for how tedious this is. I could probably do this off stream. It's interesting to see like where these players were at in 2005. Really brings back memories. Okay. So let's delete those except for this one. And we're going to delete this except for this part. Oh, that's not good. Let's see. Let's try this again, though. Edit, replace, and we'll just do like a O to 9. Maybe a quote. Maybe one of these guys. Ooh. Known quantifier brackets. O to 9. Ugh. Plus. Oh, maybe this. No, this. Or do like literal. Like a little regular expression guide here. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. Regex cheat sheet. That's not helpful. Give me like a little. I need a digit. Matches a digit. This digit plus I give up. I give up. Oh shit. God, I went excessive with it. Here we go. We'll just leave it for now. We'll figure out a regex for that. And this is meters layout base. And we will do this one though. Fix this link here. There we go. And then on statistics, we can change this one to meters. Got it. There we go. Stats, league leaders. Okay. So then we gotta do all of the, oh no. So all the box scores, I'm gonna have to like undo the other team's thing. Oh, I see this averages and totals. So like on a box score, for example, here's the box score for this game. All these are gonna have links. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out the right regular expression to remove those links. Because otherwise, it's gonna be a pain in the ass to manually do that on every box score. But then I also need like all of these pages, which I will do that offline as well. So we're getting there. It doesn't look great, but let's just finish this homepage and make it look roughly like this. So let's get rid of some of these pages here. Oh yeah, there's also a contact page. I'll keep base for now. Standings roster. Okay, so we got our figure. I'm just gonna put like a just real lazily. No, let's just put it in the CSS. So here's our CSS style. Our CSS style. Our style sheet. And let's just say new styles. I'm gonna do a I'm gonna call these MFS. MFs. My fake season. This is straight out of cool CSS. My flex row. Okay, relax. Display flex. And then MFS flex row not last child. Margin right. We'll say 16 pixels. Okay, so now we can put this in a MFS flex row. It'll take this guy, and this will actually be also in a div. All of this. We'll make this a section. Oops, what am I doing? There we go. Boom, getting closer. Okay, and then I think we're gonna, oh, what the heck? Oh, right. So I don't have a reset, so figure should have no padding. Or is it margin? Must be margin. What's the deal? Figure. Yeah. Figure. Margin 0. There we go. Why is this so wide? That's only 16. Oh. Interesting. Let's see. Image, display block. Max width 100%. Oh, maybe the fig caption is... So we'll say, I'll put this first. And then we'll say figure image with 100%. There we go. Wait, what? Right, auto. There we go. And figure also has a border on it and some padding, looks like. That's interesting. MX flex row not last child of type. Is that right? No. Ugh. Oh, interesting. Oh, margin right. No, that's right. Oh, it's bigger than the... That's interesting. Oh, because this has... Does this have a width on it? Margin right, 10 pixels. Say padding. Since this is the only place I'm using it. This is real hacky for right this minute, but don't know why this margin is not working though. Oh, does this need to be like... It's one of those weird things where this needs to be in a div. Flexbox is weird. No. Huh. Stumped again. Maybe there's some conflicting styles here. Padding 10, figure. And what is the width? 225. There we go. But I'm still not getting the margin for some reason. Oh, it's still... Huh. Don't make me use table layouts again. Oh, that's interesting. Like, it's not even like highlighting the table element for some reason. What does this say? Can't find the, okay. That's not it. So this is probably actually 20 pixels. Oh, you know what? We could just say gap 10 pixels. That should work in modern browsers. Huh. What is going on here? Why is this locked? There's a lock here for some reason. Oh, because it has a max width. Item was clamped to its maximum. Huh. So the figure is 225. Oh, you know why? Duh. Box sizing. Idiot. Right? That was it. Fucking box sizing, and then gap needs to be 20. Hey, now this looks pretty much like the thing. I mean, more or less. It's like the optometrist. 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Okay, let's go back to this guy and get the Celtics and Cavs logos. So here's Boston. This hasn't changed like ever, so this will be easy. See, can I just grab this? Is this a SVG? It looks like it. This is a PNG. Can I not download the, oh man, I thought that this guy had vectors. What the deal? No. All right, well, let's do this. Boston Celtics. Let's see. I don't know why these look so different. This one looks less egregious. Celtics. And then we have the, what was it? Cleveland Cavaliers? Is that what I said? Cleveland Cavaliers. And let's see, let's go with this one. This one has a little more contrast. It's interesting that they're so different. This looks like this one. We can use this to, oops, nope. To see what was, what do you call it? Time appropriate, I guess. Oh, see, he doesn't, so this is the newer one. They updated it to have more contrast. That makes sense. So this is going to be the historically accurate version. Okay, so, oh wait, did I download it? Yes. Oh, interesting, that's an AI file. Okay. So we'll take this and put this in Illustrator. Yeah, so I'm going to have to normalize all these logos too. Oy, oy, oy. Can you just fit it on the screen? There we go. So let's see. Shouldn't need this layer. Oh, probably shouldn't do that. This probably has, oh, there we go. So these two, I think, yeah, these should be disposable. And then we want, this artboard is how big? Just make this, right? Okay, so the artboards are going to be 256. And I'm just going to take this whole thing and make the width 256. And whatever the height is the height. And then we'll center that bad boy in there. And then we will save it. And then same with this guy. We'll make the artboard 256 by 256. And we will fit this on the screen. And then we will take the entire this entire thing, and it's taller than it is wide. So make that 256. Center it. We'll save this as BOS SVG in projects 2021, my fake season, source, images, logos. Boom. Okay. I'm just gonna find that on here. This is gonna be Boston SVG and Cleveland SVG. Let's add some alt tags to these. New Orleans Hornets. Boston Celtics. I feel like I'm missing a quote here. That's why it's not highlighting. And this is SVG GIF. Yeah, nice. Cleveland.svg is what that should be. Perfect. Okay, now pull in the Cleveland AI file. And let's see, we'll dig into this a little bit. Oh, this is all business. Nice, okay. So we'll highlight this guy. Well, actually, no, we'll change this artboard. 1200, holy shit. This is why you normalize icons. Okay, and then we will fit, or actually we'll make the width on this 256. And this is why Cleveland's logo is terrible, is because the aspect ratio is not square. I feel like sports logos need to be square-ish. Otherwise, they look weird in context with other logos, like the Celtics one that's a little more square-ish. This has a little extra space on the sides, which is fine. This is the opposite. It has more space on the top. But this one's like, let's fit it to screen here. This one's just totally off-centered. Like this side is longer than this side, so the ball is like not quite centered, but then there's also a lot of white space. So it's gonna look kind of weird. Okay, so let me highlight this and we'll center it. Make sure that's all tightened up. Then we'll save this as Cleveland SVG projects, images, logos. Boom. Alright, let's see how these new logos look. Look at that. That looks pretty good. Let's see, here they're 24 by 24 GIFs. And here they're SVGs that are slightly bigger. Let's do this. With 24. I don't think we necessarily need a height since it's square. Let's give these, let's see, Is it option? Class MFS logo. And here, I'm going to totally rewrite this eventually, but so that MFS logo has a width of 24 pixels, height of 24 pixels, and margin auto. That work? Yeah. So these, like, why does this look so much bigger? Oh, it's 50. That makes sense. There we go. That looks more, a little bit more one-to-one. Oh, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. I hope you find this remotely interesting. If you're new to the channel, I am not from Peru. My dad is. I was born here in Chicago. But yeah, I had the moniker Peruvian Idol for many years. Because for a lot of my friends, I'm the only Peruvian that they know. So just funny because my current job, there's actually one other Peruvian that works there. And it's a very small company. I have been to Peru. My dad lives in Lima. So I've been there quite a few times. I haven't been there in probably about 7 years. But I'd like to go back now that the pandemic is hopefully subsiding. But it's still pretty rough down in Peru as far as I know. But yeah, I've been to Cusco, and we weren't able to go to Machu Picchu because while we were in Cusco, they were protesting the train, and so the only way to get to Machu Picchu was by a 6-hour hike from Cusco, which my dad at the time was like in his early 60s and was like, yeah, no. So we just hung out in Cusco for a while, but we went to Huaraz another time. That was really cool. We took a bus from Huaraz up to one of the mountain tops there, and there's a little village near the top of the mountain, and then we took a donkey further up the mountain because the bus couldn't go any further, and so we took donkeys up to very close to the top. I would say it was maybe 50 feet from the top of this mountain, and from there you looked around and all you could see was the Andes in every direction. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I have a picture of it somewhere, but it was so old that the picture just looks grainy and ridiculous. So I would love to go back there someday, though. It was really cool. Oh, also, while we were in Juarez, the national team was playing a World Cup qualifier, and so the entire town was completely deserted. and everyone was huddled around their TVs watching Peru play in this football game. And at one point, Peru scored a goal, and you could hear the entire town from within their houses go, ah! It was like the coolest thing. And we were walking out on the street, and we were looking in the window at of a restaurant, and they had the TV on in there. And so everyone had their windows open. You know, it was like summertime, and the whole town just like exploded with cheer because they were all watching this game all at the same time. It was like nothing I've ever seen. And I'm from Chicago, where, you know, when I was in my teens, the Bulls won 6 championships. So I'm used to hearing people yell for the sports team, but this was like on a whole other level. It was wild. But yeah, this is looking close to the original, and now we have like a working copy of it on Eleventy. There's a lot of stuff I'd like to update on here. I'm going to redo all the CSS because this is gross. I'm going to get rid of a lot of the table layout stuff. Get rid of some of the links. Oh yeah, an artificial earthquake. Yeah, that must have been wild. Yeah, soccer is, or I should say, football is on a whole other level uh, outside of the U.S. I feel like the U.S. is only recently coming to appreciate the sport, but yeah, it's an amazing game, and being a fan uh, is a really cool way to like connect with people from across the world. It's much harder to connect over like American football, which nobody watches. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I haven't been following too closely. The last soccer that I watched was probably Copa America, because Peru has been moderately successful in Copa the last few years. Uh, I think they were in the finals a couple Copas ago, and then last one they did okay. I don't remember. I don't think they made it to the final, but they did all right. But they had some injuries. But yeah, it's fun. You started learning programming 5 days ago. Yeah. What I'll say about that is I'm completely self-taught, so I've been doing this for a long time. As you can tell, this website is from 2005 that I had found on the Wayback Machine, and I decided to redo it in a modern way, without really changing the design. But everything you need to learn about web development is online, via different websites. If you find developers that you like on Twitter, follow developers on Twitter, and then follow the people that they retweet. Um, and through that, you'll learn a lot because people are constantly sharing their techniques, and there's a lot of like people who are much better at this than me, that stream. There's Learn with Jason is a good one. It's probably a little more advanced. Uh, but this guy basically like pairs with other devs a couple times a week, and it's a great way to learn more advanced stuff. But for stuff like there's actually for CSS, there's a recent Google recently launched this Learn CSS thing. This thing is great. This was made by some of the brightest minds in CSS. So I think everything you need to learn about CSS you'll find in here. There's probably stuff in here that I don't even know about, and I primarily work on CSS. Um, but let's see, is there a about on here? Yeah, here you go. Andy, Rachel, Yuna, Adam. Uh, I don't know Rob or Jiwoon, um, but Andy, Rachel, Yuna, and Adam are like the Mount Rushmore of CSS developers, as far as I'm concerned. Um, just amazing folks, very generous with their knowledge. Definitely, you should follow all of them on Twitter if you have an interest in CSS, because they're constantly just dropping knowledge for free. Um, let's see. Yeah, Python. That's probably helpful. Um, Here's what I'll say. I've been making websites for uh, over 25 years now, and every 2 years there's some new framework or some new backend language. Uh, just in the last 10 years, it was like Rails, and then you know started getting into React, and now we have like all of these different things. We've got Vue, and all these kind of like abstractions of JavaScript. But the technologies that haven't changed are HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. They have. I can't speak as much for JavaScript because I'm not great at JavaScript. But as far as HTML and CSS are concerned, nothing has come along and like replaced those things. We have a lot of tools that have like augmented those things or made them easier to implement. CSS frameworks like Tailwind's very popular right now. I'm not a huge fan, but uh, you have things like Twitter Bootstrap. I'm me personally, I make my own CSS frameworks for my projects, but yeah, it's not going anywhere. It changes frequently, it evolves, but there's not like something that replaces those things. So front end or back end, I don't know. I would say find what interests you and like become an expert in that thing. So it can be very overwhelming to try and learn all of these things. So just start by getting a website up, right? And you can do that with just HTML and CSS. You can make a website incredibly easily. In fact, Andy Bell, who is one of the authors here, he has a site called Piccalilly. And on this site, he has a lot of articles in here, but particularly this one, Learn Eleventy from Scratch. I took this course to kind of improve my skills with Eleventy, and there's a lot of CSS stuff in there as well. And Andy and I are very much aligned on like CSS philosophy, so I think that would be a great start. And I think he just made this free. It says premium course. It's currently $69, but I know he's contemplating making this free. But I think once you are able to like get a basic website up and running, like if you just start with Python, like you'll be able to build stuff, but you won't if you don't know the basics of HTML and CSS. Like that's what all of these languages are doing. They're creating websites, right? So you kind of have to know HTML, at the very least HTML. Learning CSS is helpful because you can make the site look visually pleasing, right? Like look the way you want it to look. And then beyond that, it's like, what do you want your website to be able to do? So like you can make a website, like here's my website, for example. This is all just HTML and CSS, and it uses Eleventy to kind of like make things easier on the back end. But primarily there's like not even any JavaScript being sent to the browser. This is just all static HTML and CSS. And so if you wanted to, you could build this in Python, you could build it in Rails, you can build it in React, but that, to me, that's like overkill. But as you start learning these things and you do different projects that require you to add functionality, you might start figuring out, I'm interested in databases, or maybe like you're figuring out how to make your website load faster, right? And you become interested in performance, or maybe you start getting interested in like the design elements of it. So just kind of be able to make get a website up and running. Just learn what you need to learn to make that work, and then as you start needing to add functionality, you'll just kind of naturally pick up other stuff. And that's kind of how I started. Like I learned how to make this stuff all automated using PHP, which I haven't used in like over 10 years, so I don't even know how half of this stuff works anymore. I haven't looked at it in so long, and it was just kind of cobbled together. So but if I were to do this now, PHP probably wouldn't be my first choice in back-end technology. And I'm trying to build this statically with Eleventy. So yeah, we'll see. You'll start college in August, and you want to learn a little bit of coding. Build a web page where I'm going to upload your progress. That sounds like a great idea. Yeah, I mean, it's funny, even me, having been doing this for so long. Like, when I did this, I had been making websites for like 10 years. And looking back at it, it's embarrassing. Right? So just keep making websites, and each one's going to be better than the next, right? And as you start learning this stuff, you're going to learn a lot of different aspects of making websites, but you're going to naturally kind of, your interests and your personality are kind of going to go towards one specific thing. So I'll give you an example. Like I follow a lot of different web developers on Twitter, and while they can all build websites, like they all have different interests within the field, right? So you have somebody like Andy, for example. This guy can make a website out of anything, but he's like specifically interested in CSS, um, and he's amazing at it. So it's kind of like the idea of like a T-shaped person, right? Like you have broad skills, but you go deep on this one thing, and so everybody's thing that they go deep on is different. They might all be able to make a website, but let me think of another person like Zach, who's he's the creator of Eleventy, and this guy, I consider he's an expert in performance and specifically around font genius, around loading web fonts and things like that. And yeah, so I mean, he's another guy. He could build pretty much whatever, but like he has certain interests. His interests lie in a very specific thing. So if you can become an expert on one thing, I feel like that's more valuable to companies than if you're just kind of like okay at a bunch of things. But if you have like understanding of a lot of different things, but you're very good at performance, or you're very good at CSS, or you're very good at JavaScript, you're gonna find a job like no problem. Being successful in this industry is really just about like providing value. So if you have a skill that complements other people's skills, then that's super valuable, in my opinion. So I don't know if that's helpful at all, but yeah, I think the 100 Days of Code challenge, you'll pick up a lot of stuff. Who knows? You might get into like CSS animation. I see a lot of people getting into that via the 100 Days of Code. Another site I would recommend is Codepen. There you go. That's a great idea. So Codepen, this is a site that lets you basically make websites, in the browser. So I have my HTML box. I can do an H1 here, hello world, right? And then you get a live preview in the browser, right? So then on my CSS, I can go in here and I can say, make this font family. We'll make this enter. And now that's slightly different. Maybe I want to make that, let's say purple. Or let's actually say there's a lot of named colors. Rebecca purple is good. A little darker, right? And then if I want to add some functionality, hey, if I click on this, it does something. I can do that in JS, right? But the other cool thing about this site, besides being able to do coding right in the browser, is if you go to, let's see, why does it not take me to the home page? Following trending. So yeah, you can see what other people build, and then you can see exactly how they did it because all of their code is right there in Codepen. So this is a great way to learn. You can see how people do things, and you can incorporate that into your own work, right? Because that's how a lot of people learned. Like I learned by viewing the code of other websites to see how they, hey, how did they make this shadow on this thing, right? And that's in the CSS. There's like a property called box shadow, which is right here. And then I figured out, well, what are all these values, right? This is like the horizontal and vertical spread, and then there's like a blur, and then this is the color of the shadow, right? And you can have this comma means that you can have multiple shadows. And it's just kind of like picking it apart and learning. And so you can find a lot of cool stuff on Codepen that does a lot. If you just like, hey, I'm looking for like a, I don't know why I can't click into this, but like an accordion menu. So if you're looking for a very specific pattern, you can go in here and people have made all these different types of accordions, so you can kind of just like see these different examples, right? Another great site that I was hip to recently is Front End Practice, which I did a little project. So Kyle, who maintains the site, he has these 10 sites that basically the idea is to replicate these yourself. And so I had actually taken a stab at doing the Ableton one, and he gives you like the color palette and kind of tells you about the stuff that you'll learn in building this site. And then he has resources of stuff that will help you basically replicate the site. And some of these sites are pretty complex, so you know, laying all this out and getting it to look like the picture is pretty challenging. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Free Code Camp's a good resource. Udemy is good. Um, but yeah, I think for me too, also one of the things that kept me going in web development was applying my interests to the work that I was doing. So I did this site uh, just for fun because I was into basketball. I was a journalism student, specifically sports journalism. So I was like writing these game recaps. And so, you know, if you're interested in soccer, you know, make like a soccer website, and make stuff that's like stuff that you don't see on the web that you want, that you wish was there on the site, or on the internet, right? Like for me, it was, you know, basketball sites that was like stuff I hadn't seen, and so I wanted to make stuff that wasn't there. Or like more recently, I made a site called Dogs of Dev, where, you know, I follow a lot of developers, and they post pictures of their dogs, and so I wanted a place that was just the pictures of dogs and nothing else. I didn't want to have to sort through like you know, I didn't want to have to sort through like memes and links to you know, political articles. Like, just show me everybody's dogs. So that's what I did. I made this site and asked people to submit their dogs. So if you have a dog, you can go to dogsof.dev and click on this button, and you know, send me the link to a picture of your dog, and we'll put them on the site. Because I love looking at dogs. But yeah, this was fun, and you know, people were into it for like 2 weeks, and then I haven't got a submission since. But you know, it's a cool little project. I built it in a weekend just to see if I could, and you know, it's basically how it is. Yeah, coding's cool, and it's in demand. So if you can get good at it, you can make a nice career for yourself. Before I started making websites professionally, I was waiting tables at a restaurant, uh, and yeah, so you know, oh, I think I'm back. I think that was on my end. Uh, I'm probably gonna head off actually, but I appreciate you stopping in. It was great talking to you. And certainly, yeah, feel free to follow me on Twitter and reach out to me if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer, especially about HTML and CSS. Uh, that's probably what I'm good at. All right, have a good night. Thanks everyone else for watching. Oh, Jace is here. What's up, buddy? Yeah, catch the VOD maybe. It was kind of fun. I'll just real quick. I'll kind of talk about what I was doing. So I have this old site I built in 2005. during the NBA lockout, where I used NBA Live 2005 to basically simulate the NBA season, and then I made this website to kind of chronicle that, and use my sports journalism background to concoct these game recaps, right? And so this whole site was built on PHP and MySQL, and all of the data was in this database, which has been lost to time. And so I have all of the code, but not the data. And so I'm trying to replicate this from the code and from the Wayback Machine archive of the content using Eleventy. And so I set up the initial site structure. Still a lot of work to do with the styles. I'm gonna redo all these styles. There's a lot of like table layouts in here because it was 2005. Even though I think we were past table layouts at that point, but for some stuff I was still using it. So I'm gonna redo this whole thing using like a modern techniques, and see how that goes. Maybe even make it responsive. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. So this is up and running. I'm gonna push this up to GitHub and then link out to it on Twitter so people can check it out. But yeah, this was a fun project tonight, and I was looking for an excuse to stream, to live stream some code again. But yeah, hit that bell icon so you know when I'm online. I know it's infrequent, but yeah, cool. Thanks for stopping by, Jace, and everyone else. Appreciate it. Have a good night.